Breaking news on CBS2 News at 5 o'clock. A manhunt for an accused cop killer ends in Southern California with the arrest of an illegal immigrant.
Police say that guy was headed for the border and he was getting some help getting there.
CBS2's Serene Branson is in the newsroom with much more on the breaking story. Serene?
Sharon and Jeff, the news conference was filled with tears and tough talk. The Stanislaus County Sheriff said they had surveillance on a home linked to the suspect, 32-year-old Gustavo Perez Arriaga, who they say had a record. They believe he was headed to Mexico, and they arrested 5 others who authorities say helped him avoid capture.
The suspect is in custody.
Gustavo Perez Arriaga was arrested Friday at a home in Lamont, near Bakersfield. That's 200 miles south of where police say he shot and killed Corporal Ranil Singh. Kern County Sheriff Donnie Youngblood.
Officer Singh's handcuffs were brought down. They're on that guy for his trip home.
Investigators say Singh pulled Arriaga over for a suspected DUI early Wednesday morning, and that's when Arriaga allegedly shot Singh several times. The Stanislaus County Sheriff says Arriaga is in the country illegally from Mexico and has 2 previous DUI arrests.
This is a criminal illegal alien with prior criminal activity that should have been reported to ICE. We were prohibited, law enforcement was prohibited because of sanctuary laws, and that led to the encounter with Officer Singh.
Officials say they've arrested others in the case, including Arriaga's brother and co-worker, for misleading investigators, attempting to hide the suspect and get him to Mexico.
We believe that more arrests may come.
Officer Singh's brother in tears as he thanked the officers involved in Arriaga's arrest.
I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Singh leaves behind a wife and a 5-month-old son. He was a Fiji native and had been with the Newman Police Department since 2011. And there will be a candlelight vigil for Officer Singh in Newman tonight. It's a tiny town with a tiny police department of just 12 officers. We will have more on the vigil and the suspect's arrest tonight on CBS2 News at 11. Live in the newsroom, I'm Serene Branson. Jeff and Sharon, back to you.
All right, Serene, thanks.
More questions and a few answers for investigators trying to unravel the mysterious deaths of a Valley Glen mom and her teenage son.
Amy Johnson has been speaking with frightened neighbors, and she joins us now live from Valley Glen with the latest. Amy?
Well, Sharon and Jeff, the murders have really rocked this close-knit complex. Now, the mother lived here for 14 years. As for her son, this is the only place he ever lived. Many of the neighbors say they were like family, and they can't imagine who would want to take their lives. And now they're living in fear.
Everybody's scared. We want to know who can do this.
Neighbors in this tight-knit Valley Glen apartment complex on Oxnard Street are frightened after learning their neighbors, 39-year-old Natalia Glukowski and her 13-year-old son Alexander, were found murdered inside their apartment Wednesday night.
This building is a family building. Everybody knows each other. The kids playing together. Never it's happened in this building. And everybody is surprised and scared now.
This woman agreed to speak with us as long as we didn't show her face.
They are very intelligent, very nice, lovely family. They have a good son. The wife is very good lady. The husband is very good father, husband.
According to police, the victim's husband and father said he found the 2 Wednesday night around 11 when he returned home from work. He told friends they were each in their beds.
Husband is very bad condition. He's crying all the time, and my family, I lost everything. I lost everything in my life.
LAPD detectives were scouring the neighborhood, talking to neighbors and looking for cameras that may have captured clues to the killings.
I can't imagine even how it can happen. How kind of people can do that?
Now, we just checked in with police. They say they have no information on a suspect. They do tell us that the husband and father is cooperating. Reporting live in Valley Glen, Amy Johnson, CBS2 News.
Amy, thanks. We have another frigid night forcing SoCal Gas to issue a dial-it-down alert.
Yeah, they're asking customers to conserve energy during this cold snap. SoCal Gas wants you to set your thermostat no higher than 68 degrees when you're home and then dial it down to 55 when you're gone. They're also asking that you consider using cold water to do laundry and dishes and only run those appliances with full loads.
And developing news here, taking a lot more time to remove a giant oak tree than it took to fall on top of that Arcadia home. The woman who lives there says she typically watches TV in the room where that tree came crashing through. But this morning she was in another room, so nobody was hurt. On the other hand, her family's going to have to find somewhere else to live while all the repairs are made.
What a mess. Well, yesterday the wind blew a large tree in West Hollywood down onto a house, and in North Hollywood another large tree blew over at Tahunga and Magnolia. Garth Kemp, it is cold, it is still windy outside.
That's right.
Yeah, well, we're getting a little bit of a break in the winds right now, but we're going to pick them up yet again, you guys. But you're right, it is chilly out there, but it does feel beautiful for the end of the month right now. Here are the wind action, calming a little bit. We're still getting that little bit of a northeast flow coming our way right now. So the winds are with us. They'll start to pick up yet again, 62 degrees. So you're right, Sharon, we are well below where we should be. These are the frost advisories. All the blue areas you're seeing there, those are frost advisories. Going into effect tonight, please watch your animals. Bring them inside. Don't leave them out there. The TANs are seeing the wind advisories that have been extended out now for the entire area. Remember yesterday, you guys, I was saying I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. Lo and behold, these are going to be online through tomorrow afternoon as high pressure sits off the shore. A couple of inside sliders working their magic. We'll give you the whole forecast. We'll get you into the holiday. All that coming up in just a little bit. Back to both of you.
Garth, thanks very much. There is a lot of shock and disbelief over the death of a well-known local television news anchor. Chris Burrows died suddenly yesterday. CBS 2's Joy Benedict is live in Glendale with the latest on what happened. Joy?
Well, Jeff, you know that working for a morning show is kind of like a little club that regardless of what station you work for, you're standing side by side for several hours in the morning. Chris Burrows wasn't in the field as much of his co-workers, some of them I love very much, and I know they are hurting very deeply today. However, the bottom line is we have a public figure who died after being taken away from this hotel to a local hospital, and police believe that death may have come because he consumed illegal drugs.
Well, good morning to you on what is absolutely the saddest of mornings.
It is a story no journalist wants to report.
It's so hard to believe he was just sitting in this chair yesterday morning.
But on a day KTLA newsman Chris Burrows was supposed to be anchoring the show, his colleagues instead reported his death.
It really is truly such a heartbreaking loss.
The 43-year-old was found unresponsive at this motel in Glendale Thursday afternoon. Police say a friend called 911 just after 1, telling dispatchers he may have overdosed. He was transported to the hospital but didn't survive.
Unfathomable to think he was sitting in your chair and less than 6 hours later is when police got the call.
Burrows joined KTLA in 2011 and soon after started anchoring the weekend morning show.
I'm pretty fast on it.
You're very fast.
He was known for his spirit and sarcasm as his on-air personality made viewers watch and laugh.
They were able to launch a rocket. $20, we will not be able to get Skype to work.
Even Mayor Eric Garcetti released a statement. My heart breaks over the sudden loss of Chris Burrows, a fixture on TV screens across the city, always there with a smile and a story to help Angelenos get their day started. But the day after his death, those staying at this motel worried about his life off camera and what demons may have brought him here Thursday after work. A husband and father to a little girl his colleagues made sure to praise.
If there was one thing that he did, he loved his family so much.
Yeah.
He loved that little girl, and he was a great dad to her.
I don't know that Isabella will hear this, but I hope she knows how much he loved her.
A fitting goodbye on an unexpected day.
I'm just trying to stay employed a couple more years, all right?
For a man who devoted his life to telling stories and left a city now telling his.
He would want us to be here laughing.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
We loved him.
A lot of love for Chris Burrows. Now, as for the investigation, right now the coroner has finished their autopsy. However, they're not releasing an exact cause of death because they're waiting for a toxicology report. That means the police here in Glendale are waiting as well. They're not sure if there needs to be any sort of a criminal investigation. They're going to wait and find that toxicology report out first. However, right now they say the friend that was in the room with him is cooperating, and they have no reason to believe this was anything but just a very sad story. I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers out to Chris's family as well as the KTLA family. Developing news in the Kevin Spacey sexual assault case. Lawyers for the Oscar winner say a video which allegedly shows Spacey groping his teenage accuser shows no groping and no crime. Spacey's lawyers say the video only shows a person's hand touching another person's shirt. Spacey is set to be arraigned next month on charges stemming from an alleged 2016 assault at a Massachusetts bar.
An Orange County man who makes a living releasing doves at events entered a plea today on criminal threat charges, of all things. Police say the whole dispute started over a funeral, and then it quickly escalated. CBS 2's Michelle Geely is live in Newport Beach with a look at what happened in court. Michelle.
Indeed, Jeff, this did begin with a funeral dispute over doves that were to be released there, and that apparently never happened, according to police. Then there was a very shocking discovery, according to the officers, and I spoke to the defendant's next-door neighbor, Mitch Todd. Mitch Todd's neighbor told me that he knew that Todd had guns inside of the home. He said he didn't know how many guns, and he said he never heard the guns go off. Law enforcement now wants to know why there were so many weapons scattered around this man's home and so much ammunition.
Hi, my name is Mitch Todd. I'm the owner of Newport Coast White Dove Release.
Mitch Todd held a dove in his hands and talked about heaven as he promoted his business in this online video nearly a decade ago. And it's a dispute over those funeral doves that's gotten the Huntington Beach man in a lot of trouble.
Mr. Todd, what is your true name, sir, and date of birth? Mitchell Ralph Todd.
Todd faced a judge today and said very little as his lawyer entered a not guilty plea to charges of making criminal threats.
Yes, Your Honor.
An arsenal is what detectives allegedly found in the Todd home on Cambay Lane, where they went to investigate after a grieving father reported that he was threatened. Mitch Todd had been hired to release doves at a funeral, but officers say the ceremony never happened due to a timing issue. It's when Todd demanded payment that the problems began.
One of the last voicemails that we heard was the actual racking of a firearm, the slide release. It's a very distinct sound, and without actually saying a word, just hearing that was the implication that, hey, guess what? Something could happen.
In addition to 57 guns and rifles, officers discovered nearly 30,000 rounds of ammunition, body armor, Nazi and Confederate flags, and a photograph of Adolf Hitler. At this point, officials are trying to determine why Mitch Todd had so many weapons and what his plans were. Police say 12 of those 57 guns were in fact registered to Mitch Todd. They have now seized them all. He is free on $50,000 bail and will be back in court next month. That's the latest live here in Newport Beach. I'm Michelle Geely. Back to you.
And that leaves 45 guns to explain. All right, wrong way tragedy. 3 people killed when a wrong-way driver slammed into a car at a high speed.
Singer Chris Brown facing charges because of what's in this video.
First he saved her, now he's rescuing her.
Oh my God.
A police hero has a new sidekick.
Love.
That is so awesome.
Love, it's
Love
awesome.
that story. Yeah, it's coming up. Hey everybody, cold out there. Have your forecast. It's on the way.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Jonathan Cruz. I'm currently stationed at Geilenkirchen NATO Air Base, Germany. I'm originally from Chino, California. I just want to say Merry Christmas to all my family and friends back home. I can't wait to see y'all this December. Merry Christmas.